Matt Schlapp is chairman of the American Conservative Union, and Jessica Tarlov is the senior director of research at Bustle.com and a Fox News contributor. Matt, at the state level, it was very clear during the Obama years that the Democrats really just floundered about and did not have many seats. It's just sort of a natural flipping back as voters decide they want change, or do you feel like there's something more going on here?
Yeah, Obama had the ultimate lonely victory. He was able to win election and re-election, but the Democratic Party never lost so much. They lost their majorities in Congress, and they lost an unprecedented number of state House seats. So I do think Republicans probably hold on to a few more seats in the House and in state houses and state Senate chambers across the country than the numbers would tend to demonstrate. So I think some losses here are fine. It's also important to remember that Republicans have won the special elections for all the House seats. Obviously, there was this big special in Alabama. So I actually think the picture is much more rosy for Republicans than maybe one seat in Missouri demonstrates.
And Jessica, our Democrats, they were pretty happy. Last night, the DLCC put a statement out saying that Representative-elect Mike Rivas' victory tonight will undoubtedly send another shockwave through the GOP as we continue to run the best candidates focused on addressing local issues and improving their neighbors' quality of life. Wanted to know from you, in case you know, is the playbook from the Democrats to really get local and to not talk about President Trump, or are they talking about President Trump trying to basically win on his in their particular area?
I think it cuts both ways, and it's dependent on the race, but I would say the majority move here is to move to local issues. If you look at Danica Roem's campaign, for instance, the transgender woman who won against the transgender hater-in-chief, she went all local. She was talking about potholes. That's what happened in Missouri here. Connor Lamb is running an increasingly local campaign and has also spoken out against Nancy Pelosi. I think that's going to be a trend that we're going to see also with these young progressive candidates. Local politics wins. That's what people care about. And I think that there are so many interesting, ripe issues on the national level that they can pick and choose from. If immigration is a hot point for their local community, they can take that. And they can certainly message about Donald Trump, but I think it shouldn't be the only thing going on there.
So I'm glad you brought up Speaker Pelosi. Just take a listen to what President Trump said on Monday. I want to ask you about it.
So Nancy Pelosi again said that's crumbs. Well, she's a rich woman who lives in a big, beautiful house in California who wants to give all of your money away. She's our secret weapon. No, she's our secret. I just hope they don't change her. There are a lot of people that want to run her out. She's really out there. Now I'm supposed to make a deal with her.
Now, Matt, all of the leaders, they end up having a high unpopularity number just because they are the target. You could ask many of them, Daschle, Reid, McConnell, Ryan, Pelosi. But Pelosi seems to be one that is just a lightning rod. And earlier today, I taped a podcast with Chris Stirewalt, and he said if Pelosi really wants to help the Democrats, she should resign and step aside around July 4th of this midterm year.
Yeah, well, I don't disagree with Chris very often. Let me tell you.
Comparable to the commitment from Leader McConnell, this package does not have my support, nor does it have the support of a large number of members of our caucus.
Sorry, Matt, that was we got a little ghost of Nancy Pelosi speaking in our ears. Go ahead, please finish.
Excuse me, Speaker, can I have 2 minutes?
Well, she'll yield back the floor to you.
Yes, but I don't disagree with Chris Stirewalt too often. Here's the one thing I do know, and I know Jessica toils away as a respected pollster, but the Republican pollsters I talk to tell me the #1 enemy, Democratic enemy of Republican and conservative voters is Nancy Pelosi. Although she has done an admirable job of staying in charge of #resistance and all the people that want to fight Trump at every step of the way. I give her credit for her longevity, but it comes at a price. And that price is that when Republicans say, keep us in the majority, otherwise Nancy Pelosi will be the speaker, it works every time. And so I agree. Let's keep her in there.
Jessica, what about you? I mean, her speakership or her leadership, excuse me, has been called a Pelosi problem, an overdue generational issue. And you were talking about some younger members, maybe more progressive members, who are thinking that there might need to be a change there sometime soon.
Yeah, absolutely. But the conversation about a leadership change, which, by the way, I think would only happen if we lost. I think that if we do win, she will hold on to her post, is between Steny Hoyer and Joe Crowley, who are, nearing 80 and 55. And 55 is not old like nearing 80, but it's still older when you look at the progressive base of the Democratic Party. You look at who Bernie Sanders was speaking to. And there are these young national figures springing up, like Tim Ryan out of Ohio, who actually challenged Nancy Pelosi last time around. Certainly would be raring to go. You talk about a Connor Lamb running in Pennsylvania, a lot of attention there. So I think there's going to be a generational issue there, and we're probably going to have to impress upon people that 55 is actually middle age. And if we're trying to excite people...
Just ask Matt and me.
That's right.
Definitely.
Nothing wrong with the speed limit.
Well, I don't think anyone's 55 here. I'm like middle-aged, almost.
Okay, we'll reveal it later behind closed doors.